What's up, Z Freaks? In today's video, I'll be showing some random things you can do in game. You might know some, and you might not know some, so stay tuned and see what I've got coming right up for you. Alright, so today's video is gonna be quick. Just going over some tips that you may or may not know. Well, let's just get into it. The first one is when you're trying to make a deck, or you're just trying to look at cards or whatever. You can look at all the cards. So if there's anything that you want to make a goal towards or whatever, and you're trying to add it to your deck, you see right here it's just showing the cards that I own. So this is all the stuff in my collection, but if I hit all cards, then it will show every card in the game, even the ones I don't have. So with that being said, alright, I found the card I wanted. Heavenly Demon God, God Sex. So yeah, I don't have this card, but I can drag it to the deck. Cool. So then I can save it even without, even without the cards, and then I can just come back later when I get the card. I want the card now, so I'm gonna go ahead and create. You probably already knew you can do this, but if you're new and didn't know, yes, you can create cards with Spirit. Something else you might not have known is you can make a card premium. So all making a card premium does is just make it look cooler. And legend cards look pretty dang cool when they're premium. I think like the higher the rarity, the better the graphic, because I have a couple of common cards that are premium and they're okay. You can hardly tell they're premium though, but the legend cards really stand out. So in order to do that, just bring up a card that you have in your collection and hit get premium. You're gonna want to use premium chips. In my opinion, it's not worth it to use cards to upgrade. You just want to turn them to Spirit instead of upgrading to premium. So use premium chips, because you don't use premium chips for anything else, but you use cards for Spirit. So and I mean, you get premium chips over time. You get them for fighting the official AI, you get them for doing quest mode, so it's no point in holding on to them. So just turn your favorite cards premium, and then you'll get more later when more cards come out to turn premium. So I'm gonna turn this God Sex to premium, and it's gonna take 20 of my premium chips and one of my standard cards. It's kind of weird that it does that, takes your standard card or whatever, but now as you can see, there's a regular one and then there's a premium one. That looks sick. Yeah, I definitely rather have that one. So I want to turn my other one premium as well. So yeah, that looks amazing. Another tip or a little tidbit that you may or may not know is if you hit this little circle button right here, you can read some flavor text on the card and see what set it's from. And if you're interested, you can look at the illustrator too. So if I see a random card and I want to know what pack to open to try and get it, you can just click that and it'll bring up what set it's from. Here's what a common premium card looks like. And another tip is the little chain link right there in between the lock and the circle brings up the related cards. So as you see, when you summon Dander Rabbit, you can give something a core. So if you want to know, it's like, what the heck is a core? You hit that and then it'll bring up the core. So that's what it gives to the minion. I prefer to use my premium chips on cards that create other cards, since those cards become premium too. Here's an example of a rare premium card. Alright, so I want to see if anybody knew that you could do this. From the pack screen, you can hit drop rates and hit C cards, and it'll show you every card in the set. So yeah, it just shows you every card that comes in the set. So if you want to know if you should open a certain pack or not, if it's a card you're aiming for, then it'll be in this list here. And it works for any one of them too. So you can see all the cards in any set. Here's a little tidbit about training mode. Don't abandon training mode. Because with this deck I'm about to try, my card affinity for a lot of the cards is really low. So instead of going into rank mode with that deck, I can just try and fight against it in training mode. And it will raise the affinity of the card. So when I go to rank mode, my AI will know what to do. Yeah, training. If you want AI advice, then you can just play training and fight against Mina, and you'll have your AI advice. And this is a good way to build affinity with cards too. Training is especially beneficial for newer players, since each time you max the affinity of a card, you gain a small amount of spirit. This only applies to the first 200 cards per account, but it still shouldn't be ignored. Practice games are also a great way to figure out how a deck is supposed to work. Mina is a level 99 AI with an assumed max affinity for all the cards, so it's possible for Mina, or even your own AI, to show you plays you didn't even know you could do. When trying a new kind of deck for the first time, you can't go wrong by doing a couple of training or practice matches before hitting ranked or gunslinger mode. The last tip is going to be on how to clear the quest for using all forces in rank match. The players that got the free tree deck are going to have an advantage here. Let's head over to the deck menu and get started on this quest. So one thing about the tree deck is, while there is a most optimal force choice, the deck doesn't solely rely on any particular force like some other decks. So you can just swap one of the forces with another and keep trying ranked games until you get a win. The tree deck has the symbol of combo anyways, so the forces won't matter. As long as you draw all the cards you need, you'll have a guaranteed win. So just use this deck and swap forces until you have them all completed. It's best to do this outside of a ranked season or after having completed your 10 games for the ranking placement. If you don't have the tree deck, I wouldn't use any spirit on it. Just take whatever the best deck you have is and swap out a less important force for one you need to complete the quest. If you keep playing, you'll eventually get a win. You might even use some buddy hearts until you get there, but it's worth it for those free 1.5 packs. Alright, let's end the video with some pack opening. Let's go ahead and get something good out of here. I'm getting that legend. Ooh, an epic. I'll take. How many of these do I have? That's my third one, sweet. I'll check that out soon. I just pulled 2 legendary green masks, so I'm gonna mess around with that first. Alright. Anniversary pack. Come on. Let's go. Call the guitar. I'll take it. I want to thank everyone for watching. Leave a comment and let me know which of these tips you already knew and which ones you didn't know. And I'll see everyone in the next video. Later.